Before you discount me in this video that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to cover a topic that someone brought to my attention yesterday. It's called Why Great Husbands Are Being Abandoned, and it was written by Randy Gunther over at the Huffington Post. And before you discount me in this video, that I'm going to talk about, Randy gives us many reasons why women behave the way they do, and also explains why divorce rates are just as high as they've ever been, even though men in the millennium behaving like nice and sensitive guys. But the truth is that the divorce rate is just as high as it has ever been, and women are increasingly abandoning their husbands. Even the most kind, caring, and sensitive guys are not immune from being kicked to the curb. Blue pill men are increasingly doing what they are told, and it still leads to alimony, child support, and the end of their marriages now. It's sexy to help make a meal or take the kids away on a Sunday morning, so that your wives can sleep and they are the androgynous guys that their women have asked them to become. You would think that the women in these relationships would be ecstatic they've got a guy who wants to work out together, share parenting, support their parallel dreams, but that's not the case. You would think that the women in these relationships would be ecstatic because they've got a guy who wants logic circuits in their brains. But if you read between the lines, you realize that this article is actually saying that women don't seem to want to be committed to anyone anymore. So for decades, men have been shamed for not giving women their commitment. And then when men do give women their commitment, they are abandoned for giving women the commitment in the first place. And at the same time, divorce rates have stayed the same. So men change nothing about the way they treat women, and women don't change anything about the way they treat men. Again, this is a code for the possibility that women have become too aggressive and dictatorial, while men have become excessively polite and accommodating. If this is the case, then it begs the question: why would anyone want to get married and start a family if in the past men were punished for being themselves, and today men are punished for not being themselves by being a puppy dog and following around a woman and doing everything that she wants? If this is the case, then why would anyone want to marry? The truth is that most men don't care what hoops they have to jump through to get female attention and approval. They are willing to sell out their values, their time, their friends, and their mental and physical health for access to women. So here goes: how can a man be a caretaker and a warrior at the same time? How can he serve his women's need for a partner who is vulnerable, open, and intimate, while still putting on armor to protect his family from the dangers that exist in the world? He wonders how he can be a man among men, loyal to the hunting band that has his back while he takes the night feeding, without appearing to be less of a man. Did he blend his male energy with his female side? Or did he learn to be more like a female at the expense of his innate masculinity? In the recent past, many women said that they didn't need manly men, but instead they wanted guys to wash the dishes and change the diapers, and they got those guys, and now they don't want those guys either. Men are dealing with something that I'd like to categorize as Goldilocks syndrome. Men are not supposed to be too hot and not supposed to be too cold, but just right. Women are leaving their husbands for other men who are more masculine. What I just read to you should explain what's going on. And women are trying to find the right temperature when men were too emotionally cold in the past. They weren't. Right now, men are too emotionally warm or hot. So that doesn't work either. So the very nature of masculinity is being taken back to formula, so that the next crop of guys can be just right. And you know the type of guys that I'm talking about: the strength, it's sensitive, the muscular, yet thin, the metrosexual, yet brutish, all at the same time. You know the guys that are just right. And you know the guys that are just right despite their cries of kicking and screaming. It is the women who are the ones who give up. When things get difficult, the men take precedence.